Hello there. Today, what we wanted to do is delve a little deeper into the whole concept of AI. And that's why I'm partnering with Wade, who is the AI ethics dude, because a lot of us have been hearing about AI. A lot of people are still unsure what the impact it's going to have. And so when I want to know something, I go to the experts. So, Wade, talk a little bit about AI and what the future holds for us.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Cynthia. And yeah, I think AI, as we maybe mentioned in other places on this channel, is the most significant invention that human beings as a species have ever come up with. I mean, that's a arguable point, but I think if you think about it logically, this is the first thing we've created that has the ability to think on its own and learn, grow, change, develop. You know, fire doesn't do that. These things are, this is a very different level of invention. And the other thing about it that's a vital import is the concept of time. And it's really hard for us to understand what it means to grow at an exponential rate. But that's what this technology is doing. That's what technology has been doing for the, past several decades. And that is something that is going to transform society, transform the world at a clip which none of us are really prepared for because we haven't experienced it in the past. We can't know what that looks like. But that change is going to come about and it's going to, become more ubiquitous in society. It's going to embed itself in different places. And so, what's so critical about why we call this channel the Consciousness Renaissance is because right now, this point in history we feel is so vital that it's this point in space and time that we're turning the Renaissance with AI capitalized. Because just as the Renaissance transformed Europe with the original, with ideas of Plato being introduced and other concepts that took off the great art that changed from the dark ages to this eventually to this period of enlightenment. I mean, that's the same type of thing we have available to us right now. You may look around at the world and think it seems kind of disparate and separate, and I don't see that happening, but the potential exists. And if you want to be part of that solution, then what you need to do is figure out how to use AI in a way that helps make the world a better place. How do you use this new tool that's going to take off in a better way?
Well, I'm
And
happy to see that we're in a renaissance and change can be good, right? But what always worries me, especially when we're going to AI, something that thinks by itself, how do we keep the humanness in humanity and not lose it through the use of AI?
yeah, and that's, that is one of the largest dangers as teachers, as professors. We see this, in our students some, and we see it in the world at large, that what AI allows, even at this nascent stage, at this very beginning level, it's only been around really in a usable form for 2 years for the common, public, is that what it allows is for people to offload their thinking onto an external device. And, if I mean, just think about a profession, think nurses. If nurses use AI to get their education taken care of and get grades in their educational program, then when they get out into the real world, they don't have the knowledge necessary to properly take care of patients. That's a real dangerous thing for society. Multiply that by every single industry you can think of, accountants, lawyers, on down the line. And if that's what is AI is being used for, to offload our thinking, then that's problematic because that turns us into a highly dependent species upon this external device. And that's the reason why you and I talk about consciousness in addition to this as a key component to this renaissance, our internal world. We need to work on the wisdom development on the inside so that we can match this exponential rate of growth on the outside. And that's what I think is this marriage of the two is what we're all about and trying to help make the world a better place.
Well, I see AI as a disruptor, right? A disruptor for so many industries. You and I are professors, and I realize that as professors, we have to change the way we evaluate how students learn the content that we're sharing. It used to be I would assign a term paper, but now I have to realize that with the term paper, they're just going to use AI. And so, is that really learning? So, I think I see it as a disruptor in so many industries, so I feel like it's incumbent upon each and every one of us to not resist, but say, how can we change? How can we adapt And as a professor, what are the ways that I can use, different ways that I can use to evaluate whether or not the students are learning the content? So I think people are afraid because people don't like change. But I think my only concern is I'm all for disruptors, I'm all for change, but it's really like, how do we put guardrails on AI? Should it be regulated? Should it be disclosed? I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think again that this critical point in space and time, this Renaissance time period before AI takes off at a greater rate, this is when we have the power in our hands to make these critical decisions and direct it properly. The key with AI and having it do the things that you're talking about is what they call is values alignment, AI alignment, the alignment problem. What is it aligning with? It's aligning with human values. It's aligning with the things we think are important. Well, guess what? What we're talking about, these wisdom traditions from the native perspective, from the philosophic perspective, this is what we're trying to introduce in as a way to direct AI. It's going to have to align with something, align with these wisdom traditions, align with these natural laws, and that's going to support humanity and support us growing alongside this new external creation we have that we're going to see what the future holds with it. We just realize that we are biological. We require rest. We require breaks. We like vacations. AI is always on. It doesn't need any of those things. Okay. Just think about that. That makes us significantly different right there. And we can't match that. Our biological systems are not capable. So we need to develop the wisdom to figure out how to use this always on tool, which is a tool right now. I don't know if it'll be a tool in the future. It may be its own entity, to better society, to better the planet, to better us, and just a thought that occurred to me was, what if AI had, in a legal sense, I'm a lawyer by trade before becoming a professor, what if AI had a fiduciary duty to humanity? What if that type of obligation existed as lawyers have to their clients or accountants have to their clients, where they have to put their interests above the others? It's reminiscent of Asimov's three laws of robotics, in that if they had to hold us to this high regard, if that were possible to implement, then that would be a type of legal understanding. We've got a comprehension of what that looks like in different areas, and we could kind of embed it in the AI to help us going forward to make sure that humanity is placed first in terms of this creation, not taking over.
Well, we want you to be a part of the conversation. So we encourage you to ask us questions, drop us in the comments questions, our topics around AI and humanity that you would like us to cover. And we're going to address them. So thank you so much for listening. Share our YouTube channel with your friends, and let's all have this conversation together.
Absolutely. Thank you.